socializing. Nothing on this planet is more necessary for our survival, yet so dividing. It seems since we're born we get split into two groups. The ones who get it, and the ones who don't. Maybe you're one of the ones who don't get it. You struggle to think of what to say, you feel like people are judging you, you struggle to even build the courage to speak. You constantly wonder how they can be born with this talent, while you miss out. The group hangouts you never got invited to, the big birthdays you never had, that girl you never spoke to. You probably think that it's because of your shy, introverted personality, that you were born and will always be this way. But what if it doesn't need to be like this? See, our world is filled with socially skilled introverts.
A little awkward.
I consider myself an introvert, I am.
People who have broken the quiet and shy mold.
Here to watch you talk. Who's in charge of fun?
People who have showed that our personalities don't limit how good we are with people. And on the other hand, we constantly run into loud and obnoxious people we hate being around. So then are introverts really worse at socializing? And if not, what makes someone good at it? And how can anyone learn these skills? Turns out science has an answer which means you'll never have to worry about fitting in, stress about what to say, and make socializing come naturally. In fact, what if it showed that introverts actually have an advantage when it comes to socializing, and that sometimes you don't even need to speak to win people over? How do I know? I spent over 20 years being the one who didn't get it. I've been through all those struggles. Thankfully, learning these rules made something unlock. I have no more anxiety, I have really close friends, and I can confidently go anywhere having deep, endless conversation. Look, Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme, alright? But how? It all starts with a simple but misunderstood question. What does good socializing even look like? Is it coming off as interesting and cool? Is it getting the other person to laugh? Or is it being able to have a long conversation? These are what we usually think of, but if that's the case, then why have we seen people who think they're too cool, bullies other people for a laugh, and gets us stuck in a long, boring conversation? So then, what makes good socializing? To get to the true answer, think of moments where people have made you the happiest. Things like birthdays, finding love, being with family. Now think of the moments where people have made you the saddest. Not getting invited, being bullied, getting rejected. You see, the quality of our connections aren't based on meaningless things like how much we talk. Instead, it's based on a feeling. The feeling of belonging.
All human beings have a need to belong.
Need to belong.
Need to belong.
We all have the need to belong and be part of a group.
This feeling is the fundamental thing we seek from other people, and it's probably what you're looking for right now. And there's a good reason why. See, sociology explains that for humans to survive, we need to work together. Just imagine, if you were by yourself, would you have the roof over your head, help if you were sick, or a consistent supply of memes? And so our brains have been wired to seek this simple feeling that allows us to work together and thrive. But this means we need a shift in mindset. We put all this pressure on ourselves when good socializing is all about the other person, not you. So stop worrying about being cool. Start thinking about how you can meet their deep psychological need for belonging. This is why not all extroverts are good at socializing. Some are good at talking about themselves, but don't think about others. But introverts, we actually have an advantage.
Because we actually listen to what they have to say, think about what they might be feeling, think about what we're feeling at the time.
So how do we start using these advantages, and how does focusing on belonging solve our problems? Well, there are 4 things we need to make someone feel like they belong. And if you focus on these 4, they will guide you through every conversation, from what to do, what to say, and how to say it. So, what do you need before you can make someone feel like they belong? Well, surprisingly, it's also the same way of never running out of things to say. Think of the last time you received a generic gift. Whilst it was nice, it probably didn't make you feel too special. Now, think of a time where someone surprised you with a meaningful gift, something you're obsessed about. They clearly took the time to learn and remember what you like and went out of their way to get it. See, you can't make people feel like they belong until you understand who they are and what they care about. And this is why there are so many people we don't feel close to, because our conversations stay at this surface level, talking about TV shows, movies, memes. We never get deeper into who we are as people, our passions, values, or dreams. These are the topics that let you form a connection and are what people actually want to talk about. This was proven in a series of studies at Harvard, one which found that people prefer talking about themselves more than other people or random topics, and another which showed that our favorite people are the ones that ask us questions and follow-up questions on the same topic. So whenever you're with someone, shift the attention to them. Make it your goal to figure out what they're passionate about. Use your strengths of listening and feeling to sense what people are interested in. Use the same abilities that make you worry, but instead of worrying about what to say, worry about what other people are interested in. Then, ask open-ended questions that go deeper and deeper into their passions. What do they like? Why do they like doing it? What is it that drives them? Not only does this take the pressure off you to be interesting, it's also the secret of never worrying about what to say. If their favorite thing to talk about is themselves, the next time you run out of things to say, just think about what you don't know about them and ask the first question that comes to mind. This simple tactic of asking meaningful questions helped me go from one-word conversations to walking into every conversation stress-free. And I've actually made a detailed guide on how to use this strategy. Within 10 minutes, you'll learn how to find the exact topics people want to talk about, how to practice by yourself, and of course, never run out of things to say again. It's all for free in the description down below. Now, what if I told you you can actually make someone like you without even speaking? Well, how do you feel when people look excited when they see you? How do you feel when people seem interested when you speak? How do you feel when they're always there to reply to your messages? You can't help but feel important. Now, how would you feel if someone ignores your messages, looks bored when you speak, or walks in the room and ignores you? You can't help but feel unimportant. So whether we know it or not, we are constantly showing someone's importance to us by where we direct our attention. Dogecoin, you've got Ethereum. And so good socializing isn't about attracting attention, it's about how you give attention. It sounds simple, but we have a problem. As humans, we don't realize when we make people feel unimportant. We have a blind spot. This was proven in a recent study which showed that we feel less connection and enjoyment when other people use their phones, but we still do it anyway because we underestimate the impact of our own usage. Unfortunately, we live in a world full of distractions that make us forget the people in front of us. And we end up treating our attention like it's worthless, when to others it's worth everything. Thankfully, the solution is simple. Every time you're with someone, remind yourself to give them your undivided attention. Ignore everything else. Just imagine how it would feel if your crush was in front of you and instead of them playing with their phone, they gave you their full attention. So then, use your strengths of self-awareness and instead of worrying about what people think, just worry about a few simple things you can control. Consider what's in your hands, where you're looking, and what you're listening to. Do these few simple things and you'll already be halfway there to making them feel like they belong. So giving attention and asking a lot of questions shows someone they're important, but not always, right? Think of each time a salesperson comes to you. They give you a lot of attention and they ask a lot of questions, but it feels fake. So then what separates good attention from bad? The answer comes back to social psychology. We know as a species we depend on each other to thrive, each of us giving our own contribution to society. And so our brains have been wired to desire attention and feel warmth towards good-hearted, selfless people. People who we can work with and trust, whilst at the same time, we protect ourselves against potentially selfish people and feel disgust for those who take advantage of others. So for someone to be open to your belonging, you need to show them that you're selfless, that you genuinely care about them. Now you might hear this and think, I'm caring, and so would everyone else. But then, why don't you feel close to everyone you know? The problem is, we're pretty bad at expressing our care. How often do you receive random gifts, meaningful compliments, and reminders that you mean something? So this is where you can stand out. Use your knowledge of what they care about and do something nice. It doesn't need to be big. Get them their favorite coffee or surprise them with a call. In fact, my favorite strategy only takes 2 seconds. Before you meet someone, think of one way they make your life better. What would you miss out on if they weren't there? What memories wouldn't you have? What things wouldn't you have tried? What memes would you have not seen? And when you see them, share that thought. You'll instantly put a smile on their face and both of you will get a hit of oxytocin, the social bonding hormone. Because nothing makes someone feel more connected than to know you appreciate them. But wait, what if people don't want our attention in the first place? After all, some people get showered with attention but don't care, whilst others go crazy at the slight hint of attention. So then, what makes someone desire your attention? Say hello to what sociologists call social exchange theory. See, as humans, we desire people that give us more value than they take. For example, if someone has the same interests or is more successful than you, then you're more likely to invest the time to get to know them. because they'll add value to your life. On the other hand, if someone doesn't have the same interests or lives really far away, then you'll likely put in less effort to get to know them. The key here is that we're drawn to people that can benefit us the most. This is why so many people give attention to their boss.
We need to talk.
Random celebrities, and now Instagram models. So the more value you demonstrate, the more people will want your sense of belonging. Now, does this mean you need to become famous and buy a bunch of fancy things to make friends? Not really. What you want is to get good at the things you enjoy, and this will naturally attract people with the same interests. These are the people you'll get along with the most, meaning you'll never have to worry about fitting in again. So go out there and do what you enjoy and find the people that are into the same things. But before you do that, there is one more thing about value you need to know, and that it's perceived. It's all in the other person's head. See, studies show that we instantly judge someone's likability, status, and confidence purely based on appearance. If one person walked in the room wearing a suit, they'd appear way more desirable than if they wore their pajamas. Just by dressing better, you become a lot more approachable. So dress well, walk with confidence, and see how socializing becomes a lot easier. Now imagine for a second. A person walks in the room. They're well dressed and look confident. They seem important. They see you and immediately smile. They make you feel seen. They find ways to help and be kind. They seem like they care. And they ask you deep questions about who you are. They make you feel like you matter. You only need to focus on these 4 simple things and you'll be that person that everyone wants to be around. That is how you master social skills. Till then, you only live this life once, make the most of it. Crypto is way better than real estate.